The Artemis Accords are a set of bilateral agreements between the United States and partner nations for how they will work together safely and cooperatively.
So today's topic for editorial discussion is will joining the Artemis Accord benefit India? So this came in today's paper, that is 2nd July in FAQ section. So yes, we'll see what is the Artemis Accord and what is the context in why this particular article was used and all these things, and will it be a significant joining the Artemis Accords will be a benefit, or what are the challenges of India joining the Artemis Accord. So recently India has become the 27th member of the Artemis Accord. So that is the context in which this particular article was in news. So what is the Artemis Accord? We all know Moon, our natural satellite, there is a lot of missions and from all around the globe, a lot of other space agencies like ISRO, NASA and CSA and all people, JAXA, everyone is trying to go to the Moon and establish a presence. So in a similar fashion, US also had this particular program called as the Artemis Program, or they are colloquially calling it as the second Apollo, the one that took Armstrong and all these people, right? So it is being termed, or it is being called as the second Apollo and all these things. So yes, Artemis Program plans to return humans to the lunar surface. So that is what the Artemis Program is, and the Artemis Accord also, it has come from this Artemis Program only. In 2020, this Artemis Accord is being introduced. It is nothing but a set of principles and guidelines regarding space exploration and usage of resources and all these things, especially with respect to the natural satellite of Earth, that is the Moon. So it is a US-led initiative that was launched in the 2020, and a lot of initially there were certain key partners like Canadian Space Agency and Artemis Program and all these players, and in recent times a lot of other countries have also joined the US-led initiative, and India is the 27th member of the Artemis Accords. So that is what Artemis Accord is, and Artemis Accord it has a goal, or it aims to achieve these following components, that is have a lunar base, have a space base in the Moon. That is the first objective it seeks to attain. The second is that multiple spacecrafts to ferry humans and cargo to and from the Earth and the Moon. So yes, that is the second objective it seeks to achieve. The third one is a small space station near the lunar orbit, and the other is a constellation of satellites that can help in communication and navigation purposes. So this is what the Artemis Program, Artemis Accord seeks to achieve. So yes, and this Artemis Accord, it works on certain principles like peaceful purposes, that is using this program only for peaceful purposes and not for military, that is only for civilian purposes or research purposes. And the other thing is it works on the principle of transparency between the members. Artemis Accord, there are 27 members, right? India is the recent 27th member. It works on the principle of transparency, data and information sharing on equal note with the other members also. So yes, and it also works on the principle of interoperability with the member nations. So yes, these are the major principles on which the Artemis Accord is rightly placed. So what is the significance of India by signing the Artemis Accord? So the first significance that India can get is that of technology access. We all know when it comes to the space industry, one of the leading players is the United States of America, that is the NASA. So NASA has a lot of missions. It has a lot of missions to Mars, to Moon, and all other like space telescopes and all it has. So one thing that India can surely gain is through technology access. I'm not saying that India does not have sufficient technologies, but such technologies is not up to the mark that is being used in the US for its space exploration and for its space mission. So what India has, it can become obsolete in a couple of decades or 1 decade, 10-15 years and all. What India has with respect to technology, it can go obsolete, and it needs constant upgradation, and one means through which this constant upgradation and access can be achieved is through collaborations such as the Artemis Accord and other collaborations. Not just saying this US-led initiative only will lead to technology upgradation, but yes, there is a possibility this can lead to an enhanced technology access and upgradation for India's technology reserve. So yes, that is one thing that can surely be reaped when it comes to joining the Artemis Accord. So the next thing is bilateral ties. We all know that India and US have made long strides, or they have made significant growth when it comes to the relationship between both the countries, US and India. There have been a lot of dimension, lot of avenues, security dimension, economy dimension, trade dimension, all these dimensions they have made significant progress when it comes to their relationship. And another front, another dimension through which this relationship can be further enhanced or further boosted is through space relations. Not only space, not only US, India can all, Artemis Accord has nearly 26 other members also, except including the US. And there is a possibility that India and US can improve the relationship, and all other countries also. India, there is JAXA, there is Japan Space Agency, there is the Canadian Space Agency, Italian Space Agency, and all these agencies are there, and India can also boost her relationship with all other member countries also. So joining the Artemis Accord will be a great bilateral boost for India's foreign policy and all. So yes, that is one thing that has to be noted here. And the third significance that has to be noted is boost to space industry. Boost to space industry in the sense, yes, India's space industry has made significant development, significant progress in the past 10 or 15 years since its inception. ISRO has made a significant progress in the space industry. But yes, there are a few mishappenings that have happened in the past. For example, the Chandrayaan issue, the boost to space industry. So yes, India by joining the Artemis Accord can further enhance its space industry. India has taken a lot of steps in its space industry, lot of space industry reforms. For example, recently it has opened up for private spaces and all these things. And we also have a series of missions lined up. We have this Gaganyaan lined up. We have the Chandrayaan 3. It is just in the backyard. A matter of weeks it will get launched. And all these space industry or space missions, it can be further enhanced. Our space industry can receive a catalyst by joining such Artemis Accords. We will get technology, we will get investments, we will get other private players who can come and play in our space industry. And all these things can happen. So yes, by joining the Artemis Accord, India will receive a significant boost in our space industry. That is one indelible point that cannot be missed. And yes, the fourth point is global recognition and visibility. India's progress when it comes to, India's development or India's position when it comes to the space industry is like that of a student whose progress card has made significant developments, but there is still room for improvement. Has made significant development, but there is still room for improvement. And the thing is, by joining such records, we can gain global recognition. ISRO can gain global recognition. ISRO's policies and ISRO's missions and all, they'll have a lot of visibility amongst the global forum, global space agencies and all these things. And we can also receive a lot of payloads. If India's space missions and space programs come to the limelight, we can receive a lot of payloads from other countries and other space agencies also. So this will also be a significant boost for India's name and its space industry. So these are the major significance when it comes to the when it comes to India joining the Artemis Accord. So yes, I will see what are the challenges by joining the Artemis Accord. So challenges, external tech. So yes, India has been trying to get into indigenous technologies by manufacturing India, make in India. It is trying to become Atmanirbhar. That is, it is trying to become self-reliance. But by joining such accords, what critics are telling is that there is over-reliance on external technology. That is opposed to our ideal or our dictum of Atmanirbhar. So that is one thing that critics have always placed when it comes to this Artemis Accord. So the next challenge is with respect to India-Russia relations. Yes, the Artemis Accord is US-led, and India being part of something that is US-led. We all know the relationship between US and Russia, right? Yes, and India being part of something that is US-led has a lot of apprehensions amongst the Russian diplomats and all other critics here also. The thing is, India and Russia have had cordial relationships not only in the defense sector but also in the space sector. Yes, but India moving towards the US side, that is what is portrayed here, right? India moving towards the US side will push Russia closer to China. That is one thing that India does not want, and it is a major challenge when it comes to the Artemis Accord. So yes, domestic, and the third challenge is domestic development issue. When it comes to joining the Artemis Accord, India has to significantly upgrade its technology, right? And it needs a lot of money. It needs a lot of security, and it needs a lot of money. So the thing is, we'll have to amp up, or we have to boost up our budget when it comes to the space industry. Already we are spending around 12,000 crores for our space industry, and it has to be further enhanced. But what critics are criticizing is that there are a lot of domestic developmental issues, social level, social indicators are low, and all these things people are suggesting, and first focus on these domestic developmental issues and then move on to the space industry. That will gain us the global recognition and visibility and all these things. Yes, there are a lot of reports that suggest this also. So yes, the thing is, domestic developmental issues are foregone. And the last challenge is unequal power dynamics. Unequal power dynamics, in this is being cited by a lot of critics, not only in India but other member countries of Artemis Accords also. So it is being led by the US, and US will have an unequal relationship with other members. US will not share data. US will not share tech. It will not give people it will not give its members the decision making authority or decision making power. So this is what the critics from other member countries are also citing by joining the Artemis Accord. So these are the basic challenges or major challenges that we have when it comes to India joining the Artemis Accord. Yes, Artemis Accord is a very good thing. It can be further amplified or can be further boosted in our space industry. It has a lot of significance for our space industry. But there are, but yes, roses comes with thorns, right? There are a few challenges that has to be addressed, and if these challenges are addressed, this Artemis Accord, India joining the Artemis Accord will be a significant boost for India.